Have you ever thought about using trading bots? I used Bitsgap in the last bull market and turned $1,000 into $50,000 within a 5-month period. I documented the whole process and put it in a playlist if you want to see that, along with other training videos and tutorials how to set bots up and make the most of the volatility of the crypto market. If you sign up with a link in the description, you'll get a 7 days free trial with no obligation to continue, and you can also use a demo account within Bitsgap so you don't have to risk your own capital. Bitsgap. Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to present to you a very unpopular opinion, counter to probably what everybody's talking about, and then that's not to say that we're not going to see some further upside on everything, everywhere for, well, a little bit longer. That's all I'm saying, for a little bit longer. Just want to put something to you now. Now I've brought this up on the video, on the channel before, and it's something I want to bring up again because I don't want to underestimate its potential power, which is an overheated read on Bitcoin's money flow index, which will obviously close tomorrow night. And at this current moment, it would be looking to close around 86.61, which is high. Let's face it, that is high. Be the fourth highest it's ever been. The only other times that it's been higher than this has been in the bubble pop and the bubble pop and a significant top. So previously, when I was talking about this, I mean, look. Money flow index reaching over here at the all-time high. We were higher than this. We're higher than that right now. So the reason I bring this up is not to say that we're gonna be at the top and this is gonna be blah 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 blah. I just want people to recognize where we've come from and what we've achieved, or what the price action has achieved from Bitcoin so far. If we just measure it crudely, it's 140%. You don't think that's much, do you? I can feel it. I can feel it. 140%. Even Facebook's done better than that. Yes, it has done better than that, hasn't it? It has done better. And I've been enjoying that also. But yeah, it's true. It's not much. It's not much. This is always going to be the case with Bitcoin as the cycles progress. Maybe what's going to happen later on, a little bit further down the line when the circulating supply and the total supply basically dry up, is that it'll hold price, similar to like gold. It'll do a parabolic run like gold, and then it'll sit at a higher level and basically meander around there, because there won't be any halvings at one point, will there? I suppose, I don't know. Anyway, all that aside, so we could be looking at a significant top being formed, and if that's the case, we might be looking at a consolidation. Consolidation similar to this, right? This one, which is about a 6-month period. Probably is the best way to look at it. So a pullback of roughly around 50%. Yes, I know what it sounds like. And yeah, this bit here was just a black swan, so forget about the black swan. But we'll just talk about the natural consolidation of Bitcoin from the $14,000 back down to the $6,600. That could be what we'd be looking for. So a retracement of maybe 50% from wherever it is that we go to. Now, I've been saying on this channel many times that I actually still think that Bitcoin is in a range, and it will live within a range, and the range will be like between 20 and 40, and that means that they can have wicks higher, and I mean it, you can have wicks higher, and probably the highest wicks that we'll be kind of looking to see, I think, is going to be around this $47,000, maybe $48,000 zone. That'll be a wick, and again, I'm going to start drawing zebra stripes all over this chart. But we can also have one in at around about 42,000. That's the candle body. That's the candle body high there. That'll be the wick high. And you won't catch me doing this. I did it last night on the Patreon just to show, just for a laugh. So we got, if we did a fib retracement from the top to the bottom here, we can see that we do have significant matches around this area, around the $42,000 zone. Okay, I'm not saying that this is what's definitely going to happen, but it looks like it probably will. Now, that's not all. We've got the Dixie sitting at a major support. Yeah, it's been melting down, but it's sitting at a major support. There is no bullish divergence on this. There is not. But if you were listening to the ECB yesterday, they were talking about how they think that they've raised rates enough, which sounds like that the euro are going to pause now. And they're pausing right at our resistance, which it's probably not the right thing to be doing if you were a euro bull and you want the euro to break through here. I'm surprised at the lack of move, given what she said. I was surprised at that, but again, sometimes there is a delay, or sometimes people's bullish bias maintain price on the chart. I don't know, but from a fundamental perspective, if you've stopped raising rates over in Europe, the whole of Europe, the euro is not going to be tampered with anymore. Then I'm sorry, all you've got left is the chart. And if that is what we've got left with, we're sitting right at a major resistance, ready to be rejected from it. We've not even broken bullish on this daily. It has been a nice big move, definitely has been. There's no itchy signal, there's no golden cross, there's none of that. And so we'll be looking for this one to probably get rejected and then start moving all the way back down to like 106.8, maybe even back down towards 104. And look, I'm not joking, maybe down towards parity. This is a messy chart, I have to say. It's definitely a messy chart. And so that's the Forex side of things. That's right. Right, now on to the next. S&P. Right, so the S&P obviously looks very nice, very bullish. It had this huge big move down. Chaos, not really. Pump. So what's happened as a result of that pump? Well, take ourselves over to the daily. We see money flow index reaching around 85. Hang on a minute, let's have a look back in time. We've got a very crude trend line. Yes, we've had overheated bubble pops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Significant in their reads. Other than that, this is more or less the area that a rejection takes place from. Okay, so without measuring and looking at every single time we've hit this trend line, just a few for a fun pullback, yes. Another one, not so relevant. One over here, yeah, big one. And look, these don't look big on the chart, but I can tell you now that they aren't small. That's a 10% on the S&P. That 10% on the S&P, you'd expect to see things like Bitcoin maybe do a 20%, and then you'd expect to see altcoins maybe doing a 30-40%. So just think about it for what it is. This is the daily. If we take a look over to the weekly, it's not quite the same. We could easily see further upside on this one, but the daily is saying, I'm getting ready for a pullback. Now, I don't really look at the Nasdaq that much, but I will look at it now, just to see how heated that looks on the daily, for instance. And holy cow, she is pretty hot. How hot have we been in the past? So the last time we got this particular read was pretty much at the peak of the bull run, 2021. That wasn't a good look for it, was it? We have had pretty heated reads here and here, and these ones didn't really follow through, but this one certainly did. So look, I mean, this has been pretty sweet, really, looking at it from a trading perspective. Pullback, 200 exponential, V-shaped recovery, but there's warning signs, not just on Nasdaq, not just on S&P, not just on Euro and Dixie, not just on Bitcoin, but on everything. So I'm still up for and actively participating in this bullish momentum at the moment. Absolutely. We're in at these altcoins from a much lower level than most people were. So we've been taking part in this, well, whatever you want to call it. If you want to give it a label, you can call it an alt season. We've been participating in that since forever right now. So going back literally from its infancy. So it's nothing new to me and to most of you, because we've been looking at it and dealing with it appropriately. And I think the most appropriate way to deal with it right now is to take every little step as it comes and be taking profit, realistically along the way, because with these types of reads like this, these do mark significant toppy feels, a toppy vibe. They mark a significant toppy vibe in the market. And like I say, we see a similar thing on Nasdaq, Euro, S&P, and obviously Bitcoin. Now, altcoins can do their thing like they did over here when we found a toppy vibe, and then basically we ran down 30% on Bitcoin, and with every dip, the altcoins got bought, and we could see altcoins actually continue with their alt season. A decent one. We could see that. But if we don't see that, what you'll actually see is a full-on consolidation that takes probably 3, 4, 5, 6 months on Bitcoin, and most likely will take altcoins with it. So it's just the nature of it. So I'm not here to ruin the party. I'm here just to let you know that the police are on their way, and they are going to put an end to it at some point. Well, it's a bit of an over-exaggeration, but you know what I'm talking about. We all sometimes get blinded by high prices, thinking it's okay to keep buying and keep buying and keep buying, and then we forget, hang on a minute, 2 months ago, I would never have dared buy an altcoin. I would have been called an idiot for buying an altcoin, and it was, it's way cheaper than they were today, and now we're happy to buy them. It's like those memes, isn't it, where everybody's queuing up to buy Bitcoin at 40,000 and nobody wanted to buy it at 20. It's basically that. That's the kind of vibe that we're getting right now. That's what's causing money flow indexes to peak, because volume's coming in fast, and basically this is just a reflection of the order books. Now, if you want to sell your Bitcoin or your altcoins, you do, and the order books are full, so you can fill your orders. And look, if you've been playing around with altcoins like me, then yeah, of course you want to sell it when the order books are high. You want to sell it when the volume is high. That's when you get your money. Because as much as we love to trade these things, and it's fun to watch our bank balances increase, it's also painful to watch it decrease. And with all the profit that we've made over the last, probably about 2 months now, really. It's been going on just less than about 2 months. Definitely about 6 or 7 weeks now of consistent gains week after week, chart after chart, coin after coin. I would hate to see any of those gains, poof into the ether, which is why I'm more than aware that we've got 2 major top targets here, and I would certainly start to basically sell my altcoins as we approach the $42,000 to $43,000 zone on Bitcoin. No one's going to mark an absolute top. No one's going to catch the absolute peak, especially if it starts to wick higher. No one's going to catch the absolute peak. And just for an example of something that looks a bit crazy and everybody's going to go mad, remember the BlackRock thing? This is kind of what you might expect to see for a peak. It might start to peak and this will be all the way up here, and then before you know it, you're stuck. Consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. This might be what a weekly chart looks like. So just imagine this 4-hourly chart being the new Bitcoin weekly chart, something like that. And then before you know it, we're in spring, we're in summer, we're back down into the mid to low $20,000 zone, and all we wish we could have done is wind back the clock and just been a little bit more careful with the funds. Anyway, that's my strategy. That's what I'm going to do. It's up to you what you want to do. Honestly, there is no crystal ball. We all know that. I'm just saying that I think most markets are looking quite peaky. But if you really must know, in the short term, yes, absolutely, it does look like further upside is most likely in the short term. But as soon as they reach those targets, Bitcoin and Ethereum to around 2004, 2500, as soon as they reach those targets, I'm going to take a lot of my chips off the table, even if they haven't made profit. I've made a couple of duff trades recently, this one being the worst one. This one might not materialize. It might not work out. That's no big deal. I'll cut my losses on it. Because the market will govern. The market will destroy this one even further. There's no point in holding out for something that's not going to happen, because the big daddy Bitcoin is saying, let's consolidate now. Anyway, I'm going to leave with you there. Long, drawn out, boring, depressing video. But if you must know, like I say, I do believe that upside is more likely in the short term. And then we are going to go into a consolidation over a much longer period of time. 4, 5, 6 months worth of consolidation. And that's a cash position that I will largely be holding. And I'll be happy to buy some mega dips. But, I'm not looking to overexpose myself at all. I want to see how deep the market pulls back, if it does at all. But I think it will, so I'm happy to sit it out. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.